when I went to Tasmania, there's a lot of stereotypes.
Oh boy.
With anything, right? There can be all types of stereotypes. And one of the biggest stereotypes in Tasmania is that they're all kissing their cousins and their brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact or cap? Fact. It's fact. It's fucking fact. Oh, mate, I saw 3 separate occasions. I saw basically twins kissing. And I remember sitting there and I'm like, I want to say to my dad, I'm like, that's not right. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I remember we ordered a pizza from this like pizza shop in Tasmania. It was the worst pizza I've ever had. The whole top of the pizza was cooked and the entire underneath was not cooked. It was just
that's
like,
grim.
It was so bad. And, I'm waiting for this pizza while I'm watching, just in a pizza shop, 2 cousins or twins making out. And I'm like, I've never been to my local pizza shop, fish and chip shop, whatever, and seen 2 people hooking up that even aren't related. So this is so
what's going on?
Weird, and I hate it every
That's a week.
Yeah. Hi guys, it's Morokaii with 2 eyes. We are back, and today we're going to be talking about travel. So recently I went on a trip, went to Thailand.
Yeah, boy.
And you've had some experience with travel as well, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about a few stories. I had a close call with a few police officers over in Thailand, which was
always scary.
Terrifying.
Not what you want.
Absolutely terrifying. And then I've had a few other trips. So I went to, I've gone to Bali, I've gone to Thailand. Does Tasmania count?
I have also been to Tassie, on the spirit of Tassie.
Yep. Does it count though?
Does it? I don't know.
Bro, that place.
That's like saying like I've been to Queensland.
That place.
Like who hasn't?
Is just depression city.
I hated Tassie as well, man. My brother was
sucks.
sick the whole time. The whole 2 weeks that we were there, he was just sick. At the time, he left like this teddy on the fucking spirit of Tasmania as well.
What do you get, Bali belly?
I have, mate, I don't know.
Tassie,
fucking spirit of Tasmania though is not how. Just fucking fly. If you can fly, fucking fly.
Yeah.
Don't take
Not
a.
What don't you like about it?
Dude, I don't want to be on a boat for like 6 hours. I have no idea how long the trip took, but it was ages.
Well, I haven't been on one before.
I remember
it'd be fun.
No. It's like cool in the sense like there's like a big cinema like on the actual like ship itself, and there's like this like deck thing that you can sit on. I remember Mum bought the tickets for it on the way back to like Melbourne. She bought the tickets for it, but I ended up just watching the cricket. So like Mum paid for like a ticket for like no point really.
Yeah.
And like it was funny seeing people like buy food because obviously like when the waves would hit. Granted, like you don't really feel the waves like every now and then. Like so seeing people like with like their tray of food and like that is kind of funny. And then like obviously the people as well who are like over the side of the ship being like ugh because they just feel like
so you saw people being
yeah,
seasick.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh well, I mean, with flying though, I'm not going to lie, turbulence. Not. A fan.
No, turbulence scares the ever. I am like, fucking dear God, please.
Yeah, when there's any type of turbulence, I am. It sucks. There was some on the way there, and then sometimes everything's fine. Like I'll be watching my movie,
chilling.
I had SANDMAN on.
Oh,
new one on
no,
Netflix.
beautiful.
Yeah, I had that on, and I was just watching, and then like a massive dip, and it just.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, man.
You go back from, you're just in line, everything's fine, you're not even thinking, everything's normal. It doesn't even feel like you're on a plane sometimes. You just...
Are you chilling? Are you one of the people as well? Do you ever want to window seat when you're on a flight?
I don't really mind.
I used to be like, not a chance, and now I'm like, yes, please.
See, for a longer trip, when I need to sleep, I pull out
the tray,
and I lean over that and sleep. But the thing is, if I'm not sitting next to 2 people I'm comfortable with or no, I don't do it because I'm taking up too much space.
Fair call.
So with these guys, when I was traveling, we had 3 seats, so we're all together. So yeah, I pulled that bad boy out and I was just straight.
I hate it as well when like you want to recline, but you're like, oh shit, is that gonna like piss the person off behind me?
Yeah, man,
it's such a touch and go subject. Or I've never had it happen to me. My old man's been pretty lucky because obviously he used to work overseas. And sometimes obviously when you're flying in or flying out, it's not a full flight. So sometimes it's like, yeah, I had the whole row to myself. So I just put up the
Put up the what?
You know how like there's like the little armrests, I guess.
Oh,
like how
yeah.
you can put them up.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, just put the whole row to myself. So I just feed up. I'm like, that is how you travel.
Jeez.
Without being business class, like economy, like that is how I would love to just jump on a flight. It's not that busy. And like, there's actually a whole row here, sir. Would you like that? I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
110% yes.
I would love to be first class because there was on the way to Thailand and on the way back there was a screaming child within 5 meters of us, just non-stop.
Yeah, I hate that. Why is a kid traveling? Like, serious question. Like, no, but like, no, like he's not going to remember the trip.
One of my mates said this, and it's so like it's such a controversial topic where it's like he just goes, you know what? Kids shouldn't just be allowed on planes. They shouldn't. And while I was listening to the screaming, trying to sleep, I was like, yes, but also like, what are you going to do with the thing? Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? But I did think, maybe where they store the luggage. Maybe if there was a little childcare centre underneath the plane, or maybe you just let him go. Just put like some bowl of kibble or whatever.
Nan, grandpa, mum, dad. Sorry, guys.
The oldies would love it. They're just crawling around with the kids at the same time. Yeah.
Shit.
There was one person on the way back I wanted to fucking murder. So when the plane is completely blacked out, we had a trip where we had to do a crossover, and on that crossover we had to wait at the airport for like 3-4 hours, right? And we had we already had a massive issue because while we get on the plane, we're sitting there and it's taking ages to load off, and we're like, what's the problem? And the pilot goes over the centercom and just goes, sorry guys, there's just a problem with the engine. We've got people coming in to fix it right now. Yeah, exactly. So many people like that. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And he's like, just be another 15 minutes. And that was not 15 minutes. That was an hour. And then another hour got added, or maybe half an hour. It was somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours. Time gets distorted when you're just sitting in a passenger seat of a plane.
Because the TV screens aren't on then either when the plane's grounded.
You can
just watch your little plane travel, but the plane isn't moving, man.
No, mate. We had the cheapest flights you could get. So we didn't have a screen. We had a napkin that was basically folded over that said, like, it just said if you want to play games you can, this and that. And I didn't understand it. You had to scan the QR code and then the flight assistants would bring you over something. So there was no screen. It was just like, it was basically napkin material. So that's what we were looking at. I'm trying to think what the flight was called again. It was something so cheap. If I remember, I'll let you know. But yeah, we were waiting, and then after that hour, someone wanted to get off the plane, and I'm guessing, I don't know this for sure, because I would never fucking get off a plane. Do you know? If I have somewhere to go, especially that's 6 hours away, I am not rebooking. I am not waiting in an airport. I'm not rebooking a hotel, any of it. I'm catching that fucking plane. Someone got off, and I think it was due to the fact someone had a lot of anxiety with it being told that there's a problem with the engine. So I was like, okay, they had to get off. And then because they had to get off, their luggage had to get removed as well. So that was another. So we sat there for 2 hours. But the worst part.
On the tarmac, that's shit.
The worst part. There was 3 sets of rows. So it'd be 3 seats to the side, 3 seats in the middle, 3 seats to the other side. I'm sitting there trying to sleep, which is hard enough in those uncomfortable seats. It's maybe 6 a.m. Australian time, so we're just getting into Australia. The whole plane is completely like really dark, really dim. And your cabin window, you can change the brightness. So you can either do completely like blacked out, which everyone has, obviously, because, people are trying to sleep. Or you can do just a, halfway base where it's like, you see a little bit, but it's still dim. And then the other one's just, bitch, it's over. Like, you can see everything. This one passenger coming into Australia that was completely opposite me and my friend on the other side of the plane, but in our row of a section, decides 6 a.m. in the morning is a perfect time to just flick off that bad boy and just have a look at the sights. Just have a look at the water.
It's funny because
woke me the fuck up.
I've been to Bali a handful of times, same as Thailand. All bar one time, I struggled to sleep on a flight, man.
Yeah, same. So when he woke me up, I was fucking pissed.
I remember the first time actually coming back from Thailand because I had Pokemon. I think it was Gold.
Yeah.
Man, I would have looked like a crackhead. Like 6 years old, or not 6, actually, that's a lie. I would have been like grade 6. Was that 12? Just like hooked to Pokemon. Like my mum and my brother woke up on the flight, and here I am. I'm just like, and they're like, "Have you slept yet?" I'm like, "No." I'm cracked.
It's grind time.
I'm cracked, my guy. Like, I've beaten the fucking Pokemon League.
Yeah, well, see, I was smashing through Netflix series.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so I
Good way
had
to do it.
Arcane, I think that's how you pronounce it. The World of Warcraft or it was League of Legends show.
Jeez.
Yeah, the League of Legends show. And
Real
it was
good, apparently.
Yeah, it actually was. I need to finish it. And the SANDMAN, which was great at the start and then fell off real hard.
Is that on Netflix as well?
Yeah, that's on Netflix.
Okay, I've got to watch that too.
So, but yeah, this guy ruined our flight at the end because we were trying to like notify him, hey, turn your the whole plane. Imagine just one person just somehow being such a social idiot. Like, to be like, everyone else has it off, but I'm going to
It's the same as the aircon though that's above your head on the flight.
Yep.
Have you ever like someone's like pissed you off, like maybe like the person behind you, like they keep like
kicking your
pushing
seat,
it.
yeah.
So then you just like angle that a bit.
Angle
just
it a
fucking
bit
open
over,
the
yeah.
bitch up like completely. Like it's really cool on the flight. You're like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. There's have you got any funny travel stories? I'll tell you about my trip to Thailand in a sec, but I remember when I went to Tasmania, there's a lot of stereotypes.
Oh boy.
With anything, right? There can be all types of stereotypes. And one of the biggest stereotypes in Tasmania is that they're all kissing their cousins and their brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact or cap? Fact. It's fact. It's fucking fact. Oh, mate, I saw 3 separate occasions. I saw basically twins kissing. And I remember sitting there and I'm like, I want to say to my dad, I'm like, that's not right. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I remember we ordered a pizza from this like pizza shop in Tasmania. It was the worst pizza I've ever had. The whole top of the pizza was cooked and the entire underneath was not cooked. It was just
grim.
It was so bad. And I'm waiting for this pizza while I'm watching, just in a pizza shop, 2 cousins or twins making out. And I'm like, I've never been to my local pizza shop, fish and chip shop, whatever, and seen 2 people hooking up that even aren't related. So this is so
what's going on?
Weird, and I hate it every
That's week.
Yeah. Dad, it's getting kind of hot in here. That's so funny.
I didn't know you were so chill.
Oh, Dad, I didn't know you were chill like that. Yeah, so Tasmania, mate, look, the views are great, but I don't know.
It just didn't do, yeah.
If I went to my local dam, that'd be the same.
Yeah.
Damn. And also, to anyone who's from Tasmania, when I went out clubbing there and when I met people there, all of them were saying, fuck, we hate it here, man. We just, like, everyone. I went to a club there and it was terrible. It was dead. There was no line. There was no nothing. And we get in. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Melbourne. And he's just like, oh, what's it like? Tell me the tales.
Like, where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Man, he was just shocked. He was just like,
shit.
mate, it sucks here. Like,
Melbourne?
There's no girls. There's nothing.
She's seeing views.
I was walking the streets the next day with like a friend. I'm telling you now, I think I saw a tumbleweed. I did.
Hey, I just think someone doesn't like Tassie at all.
There's nothing to do. There is nothing to do, and no one wants to be there. So
it exists.
It exists. So I'll never be going back. Oh, sorry. The main reason I went, by the way, last thing, the main reason I went is because as a kid I loved fishing, and I heard fishing over there is incredible. I caught one fish, and that fish was, my dad caught it, and he grabbed me to grab the rod so Mum could get a photo. So
just
so
speaking, I
emasculating.
know that we're not talking about fishing. We're keeping on that fishing thing real quick. My first fish that I ever caught was at a trout farm.
Yeah. Oh,
so like
cheating.
Yeah. Well, but I didn't. Well, man, I didn't know that. I was too young. I also didn't know that they killed the fish.
Did they?
Once you catch it, I think they did when I mate, I was crying. They killed the fish because I was so used to just kiss it and throw it back in the water because that's what they do on the shows. When they killed it, mate, I was mortified. I was like, "What are they doing? Put it back!" They get out of the car. I so bonded to it. I was like, I just wanted to kiss it and put it back in the water.
I just see your parents holding you back. And you're like, "I'll fucking kill him!
No, leave him alone."
Your villain arc starts.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
I'm the Trout man. Just cuts to you, just like in the city, your hood's on. It's just like, my lover was killed when I was 8 years old. Ever since I've been trying to.
So the guy who really steals a fish, yes, that's my natural scent. But Thailand though.
Oh.
Yeah, moving on.
All right, now when I went over to Thailand, it was with two mates. Unfortunately, one couldn't come, which I was fucking shattered about. So it was only 3 of us instead of 4. But look, we soldier on. I was like, fuck, this sucks heaps. I fucking love the dude. But we're like, all right, we're going to have to make the best out of it. Anyway, massages, went after them as much as I could. It was awesome. Like, they're so cheap.
They are cheap.
It's pretty much $12 for an hour.
Yeah, you can't complain.
Over here, what, $70 for an hour?
Oh, there's some ridiculous. The one thing, though, that I will give is sometimes the music that they play is very, like I don't know, like you just get like your show. It's like da 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 da, and you're like,
I didn't get that.
And you're like, it's like, oh, I don't know about this. Or it's like real, like soothing, like relaxing with like their like instruments. Like I can't even like impersonate like a Bali, like like the little dances that they do with like the sound. It's like that stuff. I'm like, man, if I can
just get around it,
I don't know. It's like, can I just have my AirPods? Like,
yeah,
you know what you're doing. I'll just say, hey.
You sure you weren't getting a massage in India? Because that's what it says.
No, it's definitely Bali.
It was that was really good.
Really did the elbows in, and like that kind of fucking hurts. Maybe just ease up a bit.
I'll tell you what, there were some that were a lot more aggressive than others, and some were that really,
Sorry, just speaking on massages too. I remember I was in Bali. How's this for a stitch up? I'm like, so I went with my mum and auntie. Really weird people to like, I suppose. Anyways,
that's hot.
They were like, thanks, and then. They were like, because I was like, I just want back and shoulders like all day, every day, man.
Yep.
Like that is like a go-to. Like, oh, I got a foot massage. I'm like, no, I don't really like people touch my feet. Like, just get one. I did one. My auntie and my mum both get like female masseuses. I must have got the one and only guy. And he's like, oh, your feet. Guy. Yeah, he's like, oh, your feet's so smooth. And I was like,
was it a lady boy?
No, definitely. It was definitely like a guy. Like
wow.
Yeah, and I was sort of just like,
I didn't see one male masseuse.
Well, I was like, how has this happened? Granted, really, really great bloke. Like, good on him. But I
still text actually.
Yeah, like, mate, I'll catch up with him. I'll have a bing tone. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, kind of. Mate, I'm not gonna lie though. I would never ever get another foot massage. I don't know. Something about getting my foot touched, I didn't enjoy. The car felt good.
Yeah. My first Thailand trip, I got a foot massage. This was with family, so that was just part of the what you pay for when you get the hotel. So it was a foot massage. Hated it. So aggressive. Like it actually hurt. And I was like, is this going to somehow... My foot doesn't feel...
Relaxed,
wrong. So, what are you trying to fix? Because sometimes when I get a back massage, I'm like, I know I've got a fair bit of knots.
Yeah. Yep.
And maybe if you need to be a bit more aggressive, no problem. Because there was one of the massages where she put her knee in my back and completely like pulled back my arms. Mate, I had that many she heard that many cracks. She just goes, oh my God. So I was like, yes. And I just like did a little pray thing. And I was like, yeah, it was really good. I don't know how to say thank you. The amount of times I just like did a little pray. Like, yeah.
Was your food good? So, how's your stay? Sometimes I like to get a bit more aggressive as well, so they know that I'm very thankful. I'm like,
and man, there was so I was getting massages. That was great. The food was amazing. Like
always.
I was saying this to a friend. I feel bad for them over there, the cooks, because their menus are so jam packed. How does their chefs remember everything? You'll go from like a parma and then pizza. It's like that's not too much off track. Then somehow they got Chinese food on the menu. Then you got
bit of
Indian
nasi goreng,
cuisine.
yeah, like a bit of curry.
And then you got like a smoothie bowl as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you remember everything? So credit to them, but they're really struggling over there since COVID. Massively. Like we were talking to someone who works in one of the night markets. He's like, look, I work from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. just trying to get people in to buy drinks. I'm like, that's how. And I was like, how many days a week? He goes, 7. I'm like, that is hell. Absolute hell. But the one thing that I'll mention before we go is the fact that there was so many police setups. And the day we find out about that was the day we bought edibles.
Oh, scary times.
You know what? I reckon we save it here. The next episode.
Life for part 2.
I've got so much more to say, but we're coming up on the limit where the camera's just running out.
We don't want them to die again.
And I think the next episode we talk about weed and like our experience and some stories and everything because we've got some funny stories.
We do.
But look, next episode definitely watch. I'm going to be talking about how we bought edibles, we turned a street, and there was a complete police setup stopping people. So in Thailand, by the way. But to finish it off, I'll tell what else we had. We had a 3-story villa with
that sounds
pull in the middle, just outside the bedroom, and then a little spa up the top. That was awesome. Went go karting. What else did we do? Went to Bangla Road. That was great. I'll tell you what though, it was fucking hard. They're so much more aggressive now. Whether it be they're selling you a suit, whether trying to sleep with you, it could be anything. Compared to when I was there last, and I think it is because they're struggling over there. Fuck me, man. Someone with
just pushing it real hard.
Jeez, if I didn't want to buy a suit, just constantly following me. Did you have any of that experience, mate?
I have had it once in Thailand. This guy was trying to sell a suit, and I reckon he would have walked at least a few blocks.
I reckon I had the most 10 meters.
And it's just like you buy to the point where like 15-year-old me was just like, mate, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want your fucking suit. I don't want his suit. Because it was like, you know how like it's never just like one suit shop?
Yeah.
Then the guy next door selling suits, which is always somehow the guy's brother's uncle's cousin's nephew, niece, or whatever.
And they had the worst checkered looking suit, shirt on.
And then it's just like, if I didn't buy from fucking him,
yep,
why the fuck would I buy from you?
Yeah, definitely.
And if it's not that, it's always like, especially in Bali, it's always like, oh, Michael Jordan jersey. It's like, no. And the one time that I did buy jerseys, great stitch up by them, by the way. I'm like, yeah, I want that one. This is my size. I came back. I have no idea how the fuck it happened. I remember getting back. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to just throw on this. Like, I'll just call it like a Bali classic. Like, just put it in Bali. Probably won't wear it back in Oz. I came back because I didn't think, I should check the sizes when I buy them. Like I told them that I'm an extra large. I have mediums, smalls. I'm like, I'll be fucked because I can't fit into that shit.
Yeah,
like, you've completely stitched me up here. Or you butter them too low.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, very hard man. I'm like, do you want the sale or not? I don't do it all the time, but every now and then, like if they're a bit of an, I had one, and I don't know what I could tell that he was definitely saying something about me. As I was leaving, it's like, and I was like, oh, fuck
it's the same when you're getting massage. It's like you'll hear something and then they'll say something to you about where you work or whatever. And because the massages, you're getting them right next to each other and there's just a little curtain. You'll just hear next to you, like after you say something, they speak in their language and they'll giggle and you're just like, they call me a small dick.
It's always that, and you're like, what?
Tell me what you said.
What did you say? I'm
extremely insecure right now. I'm in my underwear.
Yeah, I did. Look, I know they're not new, but like, give me a break.
I did have a massage, and I realized once I got home there was a massive hole in the crotch of my underwear, and I hated that. Like I sat down, and I went, "Oh my fucking god, that's so embarrassing."
You want special massage? No. Oh, brief say otherwise. No, trust me. No.
We're realising that together.
It was an experience.
Yeah. But now we'll continue on the travel talk. We'll talk about we'll talk about weed in the next one. I'm actually keen to talk about that one. We've had some funny experiences.
Interesting times.
All right, guys, make sure you tune in for the next episode. It's going to be a good one. That is Morokaii 2 Eyes. We are on Monday to Friday. The audio comes on in the morning, 7 a.m, and then in the afternoon, the video comes on at 4:30 p.m.
See us there. Boom.